Hello and welcome back. We're playing another historic Pauper match today, or actually event today, and I wanted to play something a little bit offbeat. So this is basically a core Skyfisher build, but we're putting in the very powerful Delirium mechanic in this case, and there's only one really playable Delirium card in Historic Pauper, which is Gouge Zealot, and what it does, apart from being just a 4/3 with reach, which is kind of random, is that it rats the opponent's board, or 1 damage. But the idea is that you give it Death Touch, either with Plaguecrafter Familiar or Blade Brand, and you just kill their entire side every single turn. So obviously enabling Delirium is a little difficult, but we recently got Virus Beetle and a number of other enchantments and artifacts that'll help add up to that number that we need. So this is where I came out on. Usually when you're trying to protect this, people just try and get to Delirium as fast as possible. Or they try and protect it with something like Snakeskin Veil or something. I'm trying a different path, and I want to play a Discard Shell inside a Skyfisher deck. So instead of drawing as many cards as I might otherwise or killing my opponent's creatures, I'm going to work at going after their hand. After that, I always have as much recursion as I need to go and get the Zealots. So I think that this strategy is going to be kind of interesting. Faceless Agent, based on all these weird one-ofs, actually gets Skyfisher, or Zealot, or one of the rats, unfortunately, depending on where we end up there. So I'm experimenting with this as a better version of Phyrexian Rager when I don't want to lose a life, and I don't really want to just draw a random card. So we're going to play around with that. I really don't know what this deck does. I played a couple test matches against something that is good but isn't exactly what defines the format. So you'll see that I've got kind of a normal mix of stuff here in Dawnbringer Clerics, which I think are really good right now, especially against the Kamigawa enchantments that we're starting to see come into the format. I also have Sanctifiers against aggressive decks, Omen against aggressive decks, Murder against big decks, and against things when I need to remove a very particular creature. Fumes. I think Fumes are really underrated, especially in this deck. One of the biggest issues with Wraths in this deck is that you need to get to 2 toughness, and Zealot plus Fumes gets there. So that could be a really interesting strategy. It might be that I should just be on 4 of these. I have the remaining Skull Raids. I have a Twisted Embrace as an interesting card that I can bounce back and forth and kill things with Skyfisher. And I've got a Reaper of the Night. So this is going to be a really weird event. I'm not sure what to expect from it, and I'm just going to try and have fun and see if this deck is good. Alright, well, let's get into our first match. Alright, and we're back for round 1 against Zendikon Sage. It's been a while since I've played against Zendikon, and we're playing our New Age fishing deck. Oh my gosh, this is going to be, yeah, this looks solid. I like all these cards. I like the Lance, 2 of my favorite basics, so it's going to be good. Alright. I'm going to lead on Plains just to be polite, just to show that, like, I don't mean any harm. I think what I'm supposed to... Ooh, interesting. I think I just want to start the trades here. So what I'm going to actually do is lead on Plaguecrafter Familiar, and then give my Virus Beetle Death Touch. That'll just, like, smooth out my next couple draws here. Duress, yeah. Interesting, a Duress deck. My opponent's like, what on earth is going on? But is probably laughing about it. Zendikon is probably recording, so I'm looking forward to seeing what turns up there. I have to trade pretty aggressively with this deck because I don't have a lot of defensive cards. So I'm going to play this, and next turn I'm going to Mechanic plus that, probably. Oh, my opponent's also on discard. Oh boy. This is funny. So I can play this, and then recur the Virus Beetle. Oh, my opponent has something. Okay. Alright, Grasp of Darkness. I can return another permanent. Okay, so yeah, that's a fine trade. I don't mind. I think I'm actually just going to decline here and carry on. So now we're up a couple cards against my opponent. My opponent has the cat, but if my opponent fights me, then we'll just carry on. Alright, we 100% want Skyfisher. Alright, now we get to Faceless Agent. I'm actually going to play this, and yeah, I'm going to tap red for this. That's correct. And then I'm going to bounce the Faceless Agent. Oh, and my opponent doesn't know what I have, so I've got the combo. I think I have everything that I need. I'm not going to attack because I don't want to randomly discard one of these cards right now. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have Delirium. Perfect. So my opponent doesn't have a lot of... Ooh. So my opponent... Oh, my opponent's discard Reanimator. Okay. Okay. Well, we're okay. I'm going to hold this card. Just because it's a little better to do that, and then I can go in and sweep my opponent next turn. I can actually just discard Bladebrand. So I'm actually going to do it this way because I want to be able to play all of my cards out, and then I'll just discard Bladebrand here. It's better to develop mana in this deck because of how well it can use its mana. And we're about to just kill all their creatures anyway. So I'm going to play this just to get out of my hand as it's too valuable. And then I'm going to kind of 50-50 what happens here and just attack. Is there an advantage, I guess, to bouncing this back? There's no advantage. It just depends on if I want a Faceless Agent in play or a Skyfisher in play. And I think I'll just risk it here. Oh, I didn't give it Death Touch. Oops. Forgot about that. Alright, that's fine. If my opponent wants to. Here, what I'm actually going to do is a slightly different swap. I forgot that I didn't have Death Touch at that moment. I needed Bladebrand, but it doesn't matter. It's because this card is obviously a lot worse, so I'd rather have the Skyfisher in play. Yeah, and it doesn't matter. Alright, so my opponent now knows what I'm doing, and is probably bringing in Yard Hate against me. And I know my opponent is on something that deals with the Yard. I don't have a lot that deals with this. I know that they're obviously... I'm going to need some things that actually kill the worm, because that's a big problem. Did they have any enchantments? They didn't. Here, let's do this setup. This is a little better. So my discard is good against them. Their discard is like decent enough against me. Skull Raid is fine. You hear something on watch is actually probably going to be pretty bad here, based on this. We'd rather have hard removal. You're already dead. I don't think this is actually going to work because we can't block any of their cards. So I'm just going to play it like this. The reason why is because obviously this is good normally, and I'm experimenting with this as a one-of, but you can't block the worm because it says that you need to have a creature with power 3 or greater. Or it says you cannot block with 2 or less, but same difference. Okay, game 2. Yeah, this is great. We've got graveyard removal, which is good. Oh, I can't cast that. I have a Virus Beetle. I've got Skyfisher. They have to play removal against a deck that really doesn't care about removal, which is really nice. Alright, attacking, that's fine. I'm going to Virus Beetle them, start getting cards out of the way. I might accidentally enable something, yeah, that's the one problem. So, Reanimator is on 5, so that's just where I have to worry about it. I think I don't need the swamp. And it was pretty close. I'm going to play Heath for red next. Okay, alright, nice. Yeah, these are some slick value plays. Very much like mine. I think I can wait one more turn before we get into the problems. So I'm just going to Skyfisher back my Virus Beetle. And actually, I'm going to Bog now, because that's where the juicy stuff is. And I can always Skyfisher my Bog if I need to. Yeah, and it looks like I might need to. That's unfortunate. Yeah. So a question is, Plains is obviously the choice given that I have Heath. How crushing is the worm right now? How much am I going to lose to this thing? Versus if the game continues. Like, it's going to be pretty bad if they get a worm in play. Let's attack first, and it doesn't cost me anything. It is going to be really bad if they get a worm in play. So I can either make them discard, and they have to have it. I'm actually just going to do this. We're gonna see what happens. And I could be very wrong. They're either going to just utterly destroy me here with just making a 7/7 that's going to be really tough to deal with. Or I'm going to win, pretty matter-of-factly. Okay, so I'm fine right now. Make them discard to 1. And I'll just play this, and then attack for 4. So I'm winning the race right now, and that's fine. The only thing I'm worried about is them making a 7/7. And they make a 7/7. Okay, so I've got 3 outs. And this thing does not have reach. Okay. Yeah, this isn't great. I'll just say that. Yep, Cemetery Recruitment, good card. Alright. I'm gonna trade here just because there's no reason not to, and I might as well get some stuff off the board. And my lands don't matter right now. So this is the best time to do it. Okay, so I have Zealot, which means that I don't die. And I can actually attack here. I'm on 3 right now. This keeps this thing on the board. They might use it to try and get rid of my land, and that might give me a chance to win the game. So I'm actually going to hold this and make them try and think about it. Alright, 100% block here. Take 1, go to 2. Okay, so if I draw any removal, I win. Or no, not any removal. Omen of the Dead. That doesn't help me. Wait, I can Omen and I can kill one of their things? Oh, I can block on this next turn. So I think actually what I do here is I think I win this. Because I can just attack for 2 here. And then I can end the turn, and then I can block the Sandworm. Yeah, so we're fine here. Alrighty, so that was match 1. That was kind of an interesting match. Not really what I expected. I like the idea of Reanimator. Like, Sandworm is really tough to deal with. And I'm not sure what I'd change from my deck, just thinking back on it. Looking at all of the cards, I feel this was a little more offbeat in what I needed to deal with. It's possible that I need slightly more graveyard removal. So I'll leave with that thought for now, and I'll do a recap at the end. Otherwise, let's continue on to round 2. Alright, and we're back for round 2. It's Endless Number. And I will 100% play first. Yeah, this is great. It's got all my colors because of Prism. I've got some 2-drops. I have a multicolored land. I've got a little too much black mana here. Like, I'd rather that this was like a Plains or something, but it could be that I actually want it. We'll just see. Probably just Burglar Rat my opponent on turn 2. Yeah. We'll Rat them on turn 2, Prism on turn 3. Let's see, is my opponent on mono green or are they on something a little fancier? My opponent's like, wait, what are you playing? Actually, I had a conversation on the Discord server with a few people about deck building last night, and one of them was Endless. So Endless probably understands what I'm doing. Okay, so my opponent might just be on... Alright, so green-white... something. This is probably going to be some, like, crazy multicolored land that, like, is dubious, but we'll run with that. How many other colors is my opponent playing? Alright, just green-white. I think I'm just going to keep making my opponent discard here, and then I'll Bazooka Bog them and attack for 1. My opponent seems to be playing, like, fairly standard. My opponent could be playing, like, auras or something. Alright, 3 color. Yeah, I'm not a fan of 3 color, but it's fine. Alright, we're not going to do anything here. We just want to get our yard set up and go from there. I'm just going to take the 3. Yep, Packmate. I might actually just play Faceless Agent here, just to get more presence on the board. Yeah, and then we get Skyfisher. And I'm actually going to pick up the agent. I'm just going to keep agenting for now. I don't think I can get any blocks here, so I don't think I should try. Yeah, just based on this, but maybe I should. Taking 9 is a lot, but I think I just have to go for it. I think I'd rather kill this thing if I can, just because tokens, like, they're a little softer. I imagine I get, like, there's ram through or something here. Oh, alright. Okay, so my opponent's just, like, I don't understand why they're making their deck worse, though. I guess we'll just kind of see. I'm going to play this, and then probably just Blade Brand a creature, and then that'll set it up in a large way. Yeah, they're probably going to kill my Zealot, just because they don't have anything else to do. That's what they've got right now. They might as well. Otherwise, I think I just try and trade for their board, and then just rebuild mine. Fierce Retribution is an interesting card. That's fine, though. Here, they don't have anything, so I'm just gonna buff up the Virus Beetle. Okay, so if I'm gonna be taking damage anyway, I might as well be taking less damage. I'll take 7, and then you hear something on watch the Owlbear next turn. And we'll be good. So let's see, I'm still a little off, so really what I want is Agent, probably. And this will, like, I'll have the double block here, and I'll make it look like I don't have anything. And if I can clear the board, it's probably fine. It's a little awkward that I don't have anything great here to follow up, but that's fine. I have to make sure not to do the wrong thing. I accidentally the other day in test matches clicked the rouse the party. Okay, so we're even now. Let's see what my opponent has. Muldrifter. Okay, so they're basically... Why are they playing white, though? To play Fierce Retribution? This is so bizarre. But, hey. It is what it is. Alright, I'm just going to start my little chain here and say, well, you can do that, I can do this. So, let's see. I have 1, 2, 3 right now. Alright, they have Packmate. I do need to get this thing running. And it might be I don't have enough stuff. Oh, interesting. Alright, well, I'll block. I'll call. Like, it doesn't cost me anything. Yeah, sure. If they want to do that into my omens, like, I can just omen you guys. Is my opponent playing counter spells? I think I actually just want to see another card here. Oh, they're playing counterspells. Wow. I guess they're playing crab, which is like not really a counterspell. I would have honestly, I wouldn't have done that. I'd rather have a 5/7 in play. 5/7 is something I can't beat. But yeah, I guess more power to them. Like my cards are better than theirs. I will block. 100% here. 100% block and then just bring it back. Yeah, this is questionable. You have no cards? I would like my Zealot. Thank you very much. As my Zealot is quite awesome. And I think what I'm actually just going to do is just draw a card here, rather than bring this back. You don't play discard, and I need a second, probably red. So we'll just do that. And I'll pass. My opponent might double attack and forget that Zealot has reach. In that case, I'm going to block here. It's a little aggressive, but it's not a... Oh, my opponent realizes it has reach. Unfortunate. Yeah. Alright. I see no reason for now not to do anything like this. I might actually... I'm going to do something else here. We're going to start the Faceless Agent chain here. This Faceless Agent usually goes and gets something useful. Alright, that's good enough. I accept. Sure. That's fine. Alright, and I'll just pass here. A little low, but like I'm okay based on my overall board state. I've got a lot of live draws. Alright, this I'm holding on to. And I'll just pass. And we get to play a little slow game here until my opponent finds something that matters. I could sack Omen of the Dead. What's my math here? I don't have a sorcery yet. Okay. Alright. It's nice that most of my creatures cantrip, and this will actually be my enchantment when I need it. There's nothing that matters with discard, so it's really about making all of my like crazy lines with Omen of the Dead and stuff work. So I can sack Omen if I want to, and scry. I don't think that's worthwhile. Just Omen chains are too good. I'll go up to 6. Yeah, my opponent is also on a card draw deck, so they're playing out their lands too. Owlbear. Owlbear's a little annoying, but like not unreasonable. Yeah, they get to chain a little bit. The nice thing is my chain actually isn't linked to my deck in a way, that I actually can just play a board state game in game 1 with Skyfishers and Omen of the Dead. My opponent brings in Relics though in game 2, which is going to be a little annoying. I'll just Skull Raid for 2 cards. It's nice that Skull Raid in the late game is just draw 2, even if my 2 are pretty bad. And I will pass. I really need to... Actually, one of the tricks in this deck with Playcrafter's Familiar, and this is, I probably should be playing more Familiars, is that I can give one of the Skyfishers Death Touch, and it just becomes this unbeatable creature because I keep recurring it. So that is one little trick that I like in this kind of hybrid deck. I will absolutely like double or triple block this thing as appropriate. I'll actually probably trade my 2 1/1s because they don't do anything. Okay, so I drew a second Omen of the Dead, which is nice. Am I... oh, I have it. I have the combo. So this actually just kills them. Oh wait, I have to play this thing first. Like, they've got a 1-turn window to draw a removal spell, otherwise I just murder them. Alright, well. This is why I'm playing this over normal Skyfisher, because at a certain point I just kill all their stuff. Yeah, let's go to blocks. Alright, let's keep everything alive as much as possible, and if they have some type of buff, we don't want to get involved in that. Here, I'm actually going to trade off my 1/1 here. And you... I don't think I'm going to lose to something weird, but let's just do it this way. Alright, and we are golden. We go to 2. And what does my opponent have? They have nothing. We go to our turn. And I still have Delirium, I believe. Let's just make sure. Yeah, I've got sorcery now. So, can't imagine what they have, but let's be a little careful, I guess. You know, just in case. Well, okay. That works. I accept. And I'll kill them in like 2 or 3 turns here. The nice thing about Skyfisher is it generally has a pretty good clock because it has a lot of creatures. Could actually recur this. I'm probably at the point where I start drawing Artificers. Yeah, my opponent's totally bringing in relics. I think this deck's a little too clunky, and you're just basically trying to put Muldrifter in mono green while also having removal from white. I would honestly rather have black, and I've seen Endless Number play black before as part of this, and I think it's just better. So they're probably going to be much more on Graveyard Hate as a way to answer this, because there's not a good way to answer enchantments. They don't really have enchantments either. So what is my best way of getting out of this game is a question. Twisted Embrace is a pretty good way. I think Skull Raid is fine, and it's a nice way. I might trim... Let's see. So I do need You Are Already Dead in this matchup. This is nice. Skull Raid is like kind of meh. A lot of it is drawing the right cards. So I think I'm actually going to cut one of these because I don't think that they're going to be good. I think that they're going to have a hard time working. Instead, I really only I'm scared of the Owlbears. I think I kind of want to bring in, do they have enchantments? No. They're just like a green, they're like a Bant ramp card value deck. So if I'm playing against card value decks that just don't really care about anything, what do I want? They don't really have a lot of removal. They're not going to have a lot of removal. So it could be that I should just play Reaper of the Night and just try and make them discard. It could be also that early Lifelink is going to be good, and Perpetual Lifelink is going to be good. I think let's play with some Perpetual Lifelink as a singleton and see where it goes. Yeah, this will be interesting to see exactly how this matchup plays. I think that this deck is just too... 3 colors is just too complicated, like full 3 colors when you're really trying to play everything. This hand is fine. It's not great, but it's fine. It gives me some value here. Alright, so I definitely want this thing to have Death Touch. So I'm going to lead on this, and then I think I play Plague Crafter. Because it doesn't really matter if I make them discard on this. So we're going to make this thing have Death Touch because it's going to get recurred later in the game. More often, at least. So we want to start trimming their cards a little bit. And I could attack. I don't think I really want to. I don't really want to trade this. This is just too good a card. Drifter. Yeah, maybe I missed a point. I think really what I want to do here is I want to Burglar Rat them and just like keep eating into their cards a little bit. Maybe I want to actually give this thing Death Touch at some point. Stop any nonsense. Yeah, so they've got Crab. They don't recur Muldrifter. So I probably just want to send this for 1. And it's fine if they trade their Drifter for it. Yeah. I have to get in my hits where I can, because at some point it's going to turn into a race, and it's nice if I've got a shorter kill window. Okay. Alright, and then they get their planes. So maybe they're only... but they're splashing double white, so this is not a light splash. I'm playing a single red card. It's a little different there. Corpse Churn is nice. I don't need to bog them yet, so... Would I rather remove one of their cards, or would I rather... 6 is a nice clean amount of mana for me is the problem. So I think I'm just gonna... I will bog them. Yeah, I'm gonna make them discard next turn. And I'll pass. So a lot of this game, I think, is about getting to Delirium, because then you just insta-kill them. But if you don't do that, you can also deck them, because as I noted before, your combo is sturdier than theirs, because you can just replay everything at a certain point every single turn. But they have a clock, and I'm pretty sure my opponent is not playing... what am I saying here? I'll trade for a Drifter here. Not playing like Clear the Mind or Devious Cover-Up or something where they actually resort their deck. So they actually have a time limit. I've played Muldrifter decks before, and the time limit is typically like 35 turns, which I know it sounds like a lot. Against Skyfisher, it's not actually that much. Like, I'm happy to go play 35 turns against them. Yeah, they're playing Secrets. Yeah, this is the full value train here. The nice thing is that if they don't have something to beat Zealot, they actually just lose. And we have nothing in the yard, and that might not scare them, but Corpse Churn instantly puts at least 2 card types in the yard, probably. If not 4. And that's where it's going to get real interesting. Into the north. So if I sweep this board, like, I think I win. Yeah, this is actually just very winnable here if I Corpse Churn the right Corpse Churn. I'm going to risk a Corpse Churn here. Okay. I'm going to draw another card. Yeah. This isn't really where I want to be. My opponent's checking out where I'm at. Like, I can definitely get really close really fast. I'm definitely willing to send in a Plague Crafter, just to get a point. I'm a little off Delirium right now. Yeah, I think probably what I need is more Corpse Churns, honestly. I don't play that many, I only play 2. I could definitely see going up to 3. Definitely go up to 3, possibly 4, probably 4. I didn't want to commit to it, and I wanted to be much more in the Skyfisher game, but it really helps me get to Skyfisher and start an Omen train. So I think that could be the plan. And maybe I should go back to playing good old Trusty Retriever in the sideboard. Yeah, you've got Fierce Retribution, that's fine. So the nice thing is they don't have a lot of removal that actually kills a non-attacking creature. So I have a lot of time, which is convenient. So now I'm going to do the Faceless Agent route. I've been really impressed by Faceless Agent. I think this card is not being played enough right now. And I'll Virus Beetle them. Just continue developing the board, chipping away what they're doing. If they have Crab, they really should not be trying to play Crab. Although, to be fair, Crab is like pretty bad against Familiar, because it doesn't fly. Oh, I got Trumpeting Herd. Okay. I think I'm just going to leave this, and I've got a good next turn. Oh, they've got Scry. Okay. 33 cards left, and I've got 38, so that's fine. I'll just keep eating into whatever they're doing. Yeah, that's fine. Obviously, my discard isn't going to have huge impacts on them, but it definitely will chip away at their edges, which is what I want to do. Whole bear, okay. I'm probably going to Aviary Mechanic the Faceless Agent. Ooh, Twisted Embrace. I don't want to do that into mana, though. That's one of the reasons why Twisted Embrace is not great. So I think what I'm going to do is just Burglar Rat them and draw a card. I'm a little bit mana pinched compared to them. They have like 15 mana or something, or 10. Okay, we got, oh, we got, you hear something on watch. Interesting. So they decided that card is not good. And I can see that. I am going to devote one more Core Skyfisher to the table. And they might counter this one. See, I know that they've got crabs. And because of that, and it's a nice flexible card. I think that Mearshell Crab is really where you want to be in a lot of situations right now. But at the same time, it's only good in certain situations, and I have been giving them openings, but I don't have a lot of choice here. So if they overtap at any point here in like some chain, I'm going to Twisted Embrace and then bring it back. Yeah. I don't think I get to right now, so. If they have another Mearshell Crab, that's fine. I'm just waiting on Omen. It's possible I should be playing more Omens, given this deck. But I don't like committing that much to it, and maybe I am just like not committing here, and that's the problem. Alright, so we'll bring back you. It doesn't matter if I have that or not. You've either got Mearshell Crab or you don't. And you don't. Okay. Alright, Virus Beetle. We'll play a Virus Beetle here. If you're not Mearshell, if you're Mearshell Crabbing this, I don't know what you're doing. Can't possibly be thinking about it. What are you doing in your graveyard? Oh, you've got Devious Cover-Up. You boarded into Devious Cover-Up against me. Wow. Okay, so you've got potentially a cover-up loop, which means that I need to find the second Bajuka Bog and remove this one to avoid a weird situation later. I'm fine against these right now. I'm going to send for one and see what I get out of it. Put you to 16. Alright. Yeah, you get more cards. That's fine. This is the one issue with this deck compared to that deck. Alright, you got Relic. But Relic is going to kill you too. I don't need this. So here, do you have another Devious Cover-Up? Nope. Alright. It's interesting they chose to remove the Virus Beetle of all cards. But I'm actually hitting reasonable cards now, so that's very interesting. And a little odd. I think we need to start instigating trades here. Yeah, I'm just waiting on Twisted Embrace. Oh, and I can enchant... Oh, hold on. I can enchant an artifact. Oh, I'm being stupid. There's no way they can remove Prophetic Prism. I should be enchanting Prophetic Prism. Oh, wow. Okay. So actually, I like Twisted Embrace way more than I used to. And I should 100% be doing that to kill the owlbears. That's probably better than developing my own board right now. Or I should just kill the Mole Drifters. This is really interesting. I'm actually going to jam that on Prism this next turn and see what happens. The +1/+1 is nice, but I'd rather just have it resolved properly. Yeah, you can't attack into me. What do you think you're doing? Here, let's see what happens if I enchant my Prophetic Prism with Twisted Embrace. How are you doing, sir? And, like, if they counter this, it's the same. So, I will kill... I guess I'll kill one of the owlbears. And then I'll draw a card. Yeah, I need more lands. And I will send... Yeah, you want me to exile a card? Sure. I will exile... Corpse Churn. Omen is obviously going to force them to actually do something. I'm just going to send for one here for now. Because I lost my other one. I need to get through the drifters. Maybe I should have started fighting those. It was difficult. They don't have a very high creature count compared to most decks. So I think what I should be doing is forcing them to deal with that. At a certain point, we're going to play on the board versus not, and they might have to Devious cover up one of their own spells. Oh, they're scrying again. Wow. And they're tapping a creature. That's kind of interesting. I don't understand why they would tap their Visionary as part of that. They've got enough lands. Well, we'll start off on a Virus Beetle. Do they just have cover up? Maybe I should stop playing spells. Expel. Okay. I'm going to send the two Plague Rats over and see how they feel about that. They're going to have to start trading soon. I will 100% kill Drifter here. I don't know why they're double blocking. Okay. That's acceptable. Yep, we will get rid of Playcrafter Familiar. Alright, so they got to keep a card. It's probably something that draws more cards. Trumpeting Herd. Yeah, Trumpeting Herd is decent. Definitely keeps them out of the red for a moment. Blade Brand. Alright. I think now I'm actually going to start attacking with the flyers and see if I can get through to this. This actually probably doesn't work, though. That's the issue. I am trading off some of my cards here. It might be too aggressive. This might be very aggressive, based on what they have. I'm going to try, though. Like, if this works, this is actually game-breaking, but it can't possibly. Oh, it does work. Wow. Okay. Well then, I'm kind of happy here. I have got a decent board. They're at 11 life. They're going to exile something from my graveyard. I'm going to get rid of this Plaguecrafter Familiar. And they're going to scry. Yeah, I think that this deck is showing a lot of good things. But I think it's missing something. It's missing some way of getting through Relic. I guess it can just go wide, and it can go super wide with Faceless Agent. Alright, my opponent just has a bunch of cards. They're 19 cards, though. Owlbear, okay. They're going to start attacking? Not yet. Okay. Well, I'm going to attack them for 2. As I have managed to remove their Air Force. And we get to see if they've found something. Sure, they have Triumphant Surge. Wow, it's like, if you're playing white for removal, I don't know why you're playing white. I feel like black is just better because the removal is better. I guess this is more powerful, but if you're boarding in Triumphant Surge, I'd rather have Murder, just because it's less, it doesn't have a clause, it just says destroy target creature. 3 life is nice, though. I get rid of the land here. Alright, so my opponent's just trying to go really large. And I have to find something that stops them sooner. We're going to try and trade some rats for one of these and see what happens. Okay, so I have Omen. That'll force one of these to leave. And I think that's what I have to do. So that forces the graveyard, nuke, which is good because it also nukes their yard, and that's what I wanted. I wanted to get rid of their devious cover-up. And why is my game lagging out here? Come on, game. Not the time for you to lag. Alright, if this doesn't come back in a second. Alright, sorry. I got devious cover-up, which is really annoying, actually, based on this. Yeah, that's a bit frustrating that I got cover-upped on that, but that's what it is. So my opponent now has more time to deal with this. And I do need to Bazooka Bog them to get that one. It's going to be hard to win this, though. Alright, so now we're at 12 and we're losing the Port State War. So I think that we're dead here. It's probably not worth, yeah, it's not worth playing out at this point. I can make my opponent waste time, but they've got the same amount of time I do. So I'd rather just play it out in game 3. Okay, so my opponent has Relic. If my opponent has Relic and has just every single possible white removal spell, I don't think Sanctifiers is the way to go. I think we want to like hurt them and like go after them. I don't think that Zealot is really where I want to be either. They don't have enchantments, and maybe I should be playing artifact removal or something to go after relics, but that just seems like a waste of time 9 times out of 10, unless it's just incidental removal. So I think what I want to actually be doing is just removing as many cards as they have as possible. So let's try bringing in that, and we'll cut down to 2 Zealots. We can still get a lot of them with Faceless Agent, especially in the later game. Plaguecrafter Familiar is really strong. Blade Brand is like so-so. I think I'm actually going to cut the Blade Brands. The fact that it has to target one of your creatures makes it very suspect. Fumes is not good. Yeah, I think this is about right. So I think with a better list, with more you are already dead, it would be a lot easier to push into that type of a board state. Okay, game 3. Yes, we will play. This hand is fine. It's a little awkward to have this. So really, one of the sub-goals is to catch as many devious cover-ups as I can. Once I get one of them, I'm pretty sure my opponent only plays one. I mean, only plays 2. So if I get one of them, that means I win the long game, but I have to survive the long game, which is a whole nother matter. Alright, so my opponent has turn 1 Relic. Okay, that's what it is. I don't really have anything here, and that's going to be tough. So I'm going to try and eat cards when they matter the most. It's a little annoying that I missed a land drop. If I hit a land drop there, then I play Priest, and like everything's pretty good. Opponent has a lot of tap lands. Wow, 1 minute. They play this. Wait. Oh, they play Snowlands because they can fetch them, and life gain lands because... Oh, wow. Okay. Alright. Don't have lands. So I need a flyer that deals damage. And I need card draw. Yeah, So it's possible that I underestimated... they're having mana trouble too, probably. Or they just don't have action that does anything. Yeah, we need a land here. Come on, I play enough lands. I've seen enough cards also. I've seen 13 cards now. This has got to be a land. Wow. That is rough. Rough stuff. Yeah, indeed. The Gnarlids will follow, but I do not have Gnarlids, and that's kind of frustrating. I need all of these cards a lot. Like a serious amount. I think I have to drop Prism here, just because it's the least impactful of all these cards. They don't have that many cards that kill Core Skyfisher. It was a really interesting mix for my opponent with Expel, Triumphant Surge, and a few other things last time. Come on, land. Please land. I'd like to Priest. No land. That's really frustrating. I will just play this, and I will, I guess, Death Touch you. It doesn't really matter. I'd rather have something that's small that's Death Touch, because I'm never going to get the combo against a Relic. No way in hell. So if I'm never getting the combo, it's better that I attach it to something that doesn't matter as a card, like this. And then I'll just keep attacking, so I might as well. So early damage is not inconsequential. Like, it's moderately hard to kill Core Skyfisher without spending a real card like Expel or you hear something on Watch. There's a non-zero chance I can win on time, so I should really be careful about that. 100% block. And we'll take 3 through 17-17. My opponent probably just plays another Owlbear. Drifter. Drifter it is. Land? Please, I'm due for one? Okay, good. So we got something at least. That's small miracles. We'll take it. Yeah, like, we're gonna go win this game. Gosh darn it. Core Skyfisher gets in. If you want to spend the you hear something on Watch, I don't care. Sure. It was always going to die to that. Either on offense or defense. Sure, we'll get rid of this. Man, if I had Omen of the Dead there, that would have been killer. So I should actually look to see if I can steal it. Yeah, they're being smart. I just need something. That is the problem. Need lands. They have lands. Okay, Owlbear, sure. We have Death Touch, so we're okay. And they've got their mana for that, unfortunately, so I can't do anything fancy. I still need lands. I don't know what to say here. Like, I don't want to discard, and I feel like I have to play not to discard here. Just because of how, like, awkward this whole situation is. So I'm going to need that sooner or later. Maybe I can force a relic into being cracked. Like, I can block, and then I can omen or something like that. I can, like, have some interesting blocks. I'd be into that. Yeah. I think that's my best hope. That I have multiple attackers. Why doesn't this thing attack? Sure. Oh, what I can do is in response to... Sorry. In response to this thing ticking, I can omen, which will cause it to crack, which in turn will mean that I don't have to deal with it. So let's try that. Let's see what happens with my opponent. Is my opponent going to pull the trigger? Yes or no? My opponent just could also have Devious Cover-Up. But that causes its own problems. If they're spending a Devious Cover at this early when they have a relic, it's very questionable. So I'm going to target this thing. What do you want to do? Oh, I just get it. Okay, sweet. Yeah, see, the thing is, though, that I get to do this again. Kind of want to eat one of their cards here. Like, this is just such an awkward position. I really need a land here. If I draw a land, like, we're golden. There's a lot of good things I can do. For now, though, I just have to take a little bit of damage. The flyer is actually really frustrating. What do you have that you didn't have before? Hold on, you're telling me you didn't Mirror Shell Crab my Omen of the Dead? That's very strange. But okay. I guess it's one thing that actually, like, you're making me spend more mana. So I think that's defensible. Given that, yeah, you're just attacking now. Yeah, the problems of not having juice. We'll block. Nothing I can do here. Alright. I'm probably just super dead. I just can't put enough stuff together. If I have a land, can I live? Sure, you're relicking me. That's fine. Fourth land, finally. This is what turn? Anyway, let's see here. What can I do that'll get me, like, vaguely toward anything here? I can W here something on watch and kill 2 of them and go to 1. I can't play this. I have to play this next turn and hit something else. And even then I die. This is a really bad combination of stuff. Yeah, I mean, I'm like 95% dead. Probably 99% dead. But that's what it is. I'm impressed that my deck survives this long. I guess this deck isn't really putting together much of an offense in the early game, which is why I survived on 2 lands and then 3 lands for so long. But, oh, and it just makes another elephant. Oh, I'm just dead. 100% dead. Like, I'll do stuff just 'cause, but... We'll see. I should be just 100% dead here. If I drew, let's hypothetically, sure, you've got DVS cover up too. It was an excessive emote. That's fine. I think that I should build the deck and sideboard a little better, and I think that that doesn't become an issue in any type of value game. That makes sense. So what did I really like? Actually, wait, I really liked Familiar. I think Death Touch from Familiar is much stickier than Death Touch from Bladebrand, because Bladebrand, the creature has to survive into combat. You get the card, but I think it's better off to just play You Are Already Dead, and then just play Familiars, because the stickiness in a lot of situations of a death-touching mechanic or a death-touching Skyfisher is just so powerful when you're recurring it, because you can fight any number of bigger things, and that's why I think Relic is a necessity at this point against this type of deck. So, I think this is good. Alright, I will see you for round 3. Okay, and back for round 3 against Heavy Bowgun, who is a staple of our tournament scene here, and I will play first. I'm really looking forward to seeing what Heavy brought. This is obviously not a good hand. We cannot play this. Alright, this hand is solid enough. It doesn't really have a play that plays with a Skyfisher, so I might ditch one of the Skyfishers and just roll with it. I think they're so good. If they're good, they're good. I don't know what my opponent's on is the problem. I need to keep the lands, so it comes down to one of these 4 cards. I think probably... Alright, we're going to ditch Skull Raid, just because it's less good in the early. So this is obviously black and white. Okay. My opponent's on some type of red game. We'll just play Prism, which is a really good draw. Okay, now we're just going to Skyfisher Prism a little bit and see where my opponent develops things. Mono red. It's kind of interesting. Alright, I'll bring back Prism here. And I'm just looking for a 4th land so that I can Fisher Prism. So red-green, beat probably supposed to win game 1. But I need to get to a place where I can win. I'm going to get frostbitten or something, probably. Alright, if my opponent just decides to kill all my creatures, then nothing I can do about that. This deck is not built to help creatures survive. It's also, we're not blocking. No way in heck. Sure. Yeah, you can't block against red-green in the early game. I'll block later in the game, but for now... sorry, I couldn't double block. I could single block and play You Are Already Dead, but that's a different thing. Alright, so I'm just playing against these things. Which is annoying, but it's fine. So I think what I actually have to do is get the blocks in here. And a lot of that here. What we're going to do is we're going to kind of trick my opponent and get them with You Are Already Dead. Because they already know I've got these cards, and they know that I'm going to start doing this. So we're going to start forcing them to decisions. We do need more lands. That's probably our biggest thing. We need to trade, so we need to stay alive. We need to trade as many cards as possible with my opponent. And we need to get lands so that we can just play as many of these things as possible. They cannot interact with us in game 1. And we'll change the color of our owl. Come on, owl. Okay. And they attack. So I'm actually going to double block because it actually forces additional tricks from them, and that's something that I like. So they're probably going to kill one of them, and then I'm going to kind of needle drop them with this at the end, which is what I wanted to do in the first place. But this way I get an additional card, which is really nice. And they think, oh, I blew you out, and this is nice. And instead, I get to kill one of their creatures, get a card, get another shot at a land. I do really need a land here, which is unfortunate. I think I almost have to play... Oh gosh, I'm at 14 and I have to play against 7. Yeah, not having the land is really rough here. I think I need to make them discard. I guess I can, like, bounce a land here, because I have to. I don't have anything better to do, which is really unfortunate, but it's how life goes. Just because for mana efficiency, I need to get to this board state. And this helps, like, this forces some stuff. If they've got a removal spell, though, it's going to be pretty good. They did discard a land, which kind of shows they've got action. Drumming Herd is really good. So it's possible that I need more Death Touch creatures to suck up the removal, and then actually have a chance at double blocking into a herd. Oh, and they play Cosmotronic Wave. Oh, interesting. Alright, well, I'll take 7. Yeah, Wave is a good card. Very underrated. And I'm just going to do this because I have to do this. And we do get to Virus Beetle them, which it could be they're just on Wave, and I'm just dead. But there's nothing I can do about that, so let's try and stay alive, and if I'm dead to double Cosmotronic, I'm dead to double Cosmotronic. Yeah, I like what they're playing. I like red-green. Seems very solid. It provides some interesting options for mono-green, and it provides a lot of early interaction where mono-green struggles against certain matchups. It's not going to struggle in the same way. Oh man. That was a killer draw by my opponent. That changes it from I'm okay to I'm actually just dead on this turn. Or I'm not actually just dead, but I'm effectively dead. I'm gonna throw in the towel there. Yeah. Elementalist. Yeah, that's another reason why. You get a lot more interaction. So I need to trade with them better. And I probably need lifelink. Early lifelink is something that's nice. The fact that their things are big is really annoying. So let's say I want that. What I really want is a playset of You Are Already Dead, as that's insane against them. I don't want Blade Brand, it's too complicated. Yeah, it just seems like I'm always taking out Blade Brand, so I shouldn't be on that. I like it, and I like it from a conceptual point that I used to play it against Hexproof, like 2 years ago, but I think its time has passed. I like the discard, because I really want to work down their discard, but I think what I should do is cut a Virus Beetle and cut a Burglar Rat. And I should probably cut Skull Raid, or one Skull Raid. I think this is about right. I just want to play a really creature-heavy deck where all of my things are super impactful. The mana situation was tough there, and maybe I should play more lands, just so that I always get to 4. But at a certain point, one of my issues is that I'm flooding out. So maybe I shouldn't be playing lands. I shouldn't be playing more lands, as this deck floods out fairly hard. It could be that instead I split the difference and I play a cycling land, as that also helps me put a land into the graveyard. Questions for the future. I think that with more You Are Already Dead, then it will help smooth out this type of matchup, though. And that's a card that's really impressed me. It helps cycle. So I probably want to go up to 3 of the Death Touch creature. Plightcrafter's Familiar. And go and just cut Blade Brands and then go up to at least 2 You Are Already Dead after this tournament. Good for theory crafting. Playing a lot of turns. Alright, so we'll play first. Yeah. I guess we mulligan to 6 there, so this isn't quite as bad as it could be. So they actually do have a relevant graveyard, so I should keep that in mind. Interesting, and they play Evolving Wilds. Why would they play Evolving Wilds in their deck? Like, you're a 2-color deck, you shouldn't have... You probably... And it really costs you a lot to have tapped lands. Are they not playing that many sources for it? Huh, I could see that. Okay, so they've got that. I'm actually just going to set up for the unkillable Core Skyfisher. I think that's the best, like, plan here in my long game. And then I'm going to play a tap land because I need to have 4 next turn to play Burglar Rat, Skyfisher. Okay, this just demands an answer here, and that's fine. If they want to play all their stuff cheaply, we can do that. So I think what I do is make them discard, as wearing them down as part of this strategy. And then I personally want to make them discard, or I want to draw. I think I want them to discard right now. And I just want to hurry us to the kind of the middle endgame where we're resource short, as my draws are a little bit better. Alright, 100% block. Trumpeting Herd, yep. Alright, so now I've got my toy. And if I have that, I probably just want to Burglar Rat them, and then trade, and then Omen of the Dead. That seems like the best course for me. It's unfortunately I don't have a land. If I had a land, I'd be able to Faceless Agent plus that. But I've got another draw for a land here. They don't have Relic. This is fine. Oh, that's why they're playing it. It's because they have this thing. Oh. That's very sneaky. Alright. I actually like that they're playing this. I forgot that this is a card. Yeah, this is good. Good pick by them. But now they get to see what happens when there's a perpetual Skyfisher. And they're going to be like, oh, that's what you're doing. This is something that people hadn't done before. Or not precisely. Yeah, it's unfortunate as a tap land, but we've got enough life that we're okay for right now. It might be that maybe I should have broken the loop, just in case they have removal. But it looks like I get to play this. That doesn't do anything for them. Why are they doing this? Like, it's just free for me. They might as well pass the turn. Okay, they're just trying to outdo me, which is fine. I now have mana, though, which is nice. Oh yeah, now we're talking sense here. I mean, you probably Cosmotronic Wave me at a certain point, but that's fine. Yeah, you can't attack here. You need to just build like a crazy board. But the problem is I'm also going to try and build a crazy board while you build a crazy board. So, okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. You do get to kill a lot of my stuff. And you are pushing through damage here. Oh, you attack with that too. Interesting. I actually want to take a turn off and just kill this thing. And take the extra point. Do I want to? I think I kind of want to get their last card. No, it's too valuable. Too valuable indeed. We'll play our little Death Touch guy. Go grab something. Ooh, okay. And I will, since it's not valuable to actually do any of this, I'm just going to take a moment and kill this. And then we just get to sit on this situation. So we haven't seen any owlbears, but we do have Elemental. Elemental is really strong. Anything that does 2 damage in this format as a repeatable effect is really strong. So my opponent, ooh, they have Reckless Impulse too. And is this until your next turn? Okay. So we're just going to trade a little bit. And they're probably going to play out their Visionary and draw a card. Try and hit a land. So I'm going to recur. I'm going to get the Skyfisher. I'm going to play the Skyfisher. Recur this. Play this. Play this. Which is just a normal, but it will block. And we have another Skyfisher. Perfect. Okay, so the unkillable Skyfisher effect is actually pretty nice. And that's something that's really good against these chunky decks, because it's very hard to fight Death Touch. So, I get some lands. Yeah, they can develop the board, but every single turn they take, I just get closer to stable. Really, I think they should wait for Cosmotronic Wave, because that card is just unbeatable by me. I have to just race it. Yeah, okay. You got some stuff. Well, I'm going to recur this again. Come back to me, Core Skyfisher. Come back. And I'll play this, and I will play... So I'm short 2 card types here. So I can always put 1 into the graveyard if I really need to. I'm definitely doing this, and bringing back this thing. And now the question is where else I want to go. I think what I want to do is just keep developing my board here. And I'm going to go grab the Death Touch version of this, just because Faceless Agent is value for me. And it's going to help develop where I need to go. Okay. And I'm going to get a card later. So next turn I can probably just dump my hand and go back to a Core Skyfisher loop. So my opponent's just short of lethal now with Wave. Which does mean I need to win the game here. Or make them discard a lot of cards, and then just top deck Wave. Just fine. Alright, so they kill my thing. That's fine. They want to attack. take 2, I kill off most of their board. Twisted Embrace, yeah, now we're talking. I would like to Virus Beetle them, and then recur my Skyfishers. And holding lands, very smart, very smart. So I'm interested to see if they have Relic. Like, they need to have Relic for this matchup, because they cannot win this long game. Not against the... I don't think they've played against Death Touch, though, before, which is good. Says that I'm doing something right. And I'm just gonna recur this. And call it a day, so to speak. Sax Mindstone, sounds good. I might omen my Faceless Agent here. Okay, Goblin. Packmate. And now, like, owlbear or something? If they owlbear me, I'm gonna kill their stuff. Herd. Okay, I'm gonna still kill their stuff at this point. I am not ready to... Oh, perfect. Great timing, great timing. I will put it on this just to give myself a slightly better defender. And then we're going to play our big puppy. And I'm not going to attack here. I'm going to attack next turn. Actually, I should have potentially attacked for 3. But I'm on a low enough life total. Cosmotronic Wave. Unfortunate. Huh. Dead to Wave. Yeah, it's a good card. Yeah. What can I do in that game? They're probably just holding Wave for a really long time. And not much I can do about that. So I think I have to have something proactive. And I just never can get to it. So obviously the first game I had mana issues. So let's look at the second game. I didn't have to play against Relic. I got my perfect unbeatable core Skyfisher. There are no mana issues. I just kept playing things. What can I do? I mean, obviously one of the things I have to do is get to Gouge Zealot first. Because my opponent's not interacting with me. And if they're not interacting with me, I should be going to... I should be going much harder onto the Skyfisher Zealot route. So, notes for later. We'll do that as part of the summary, and we'll rebuild after this next round. Okay, and we are back for round 3. We're on the play against Monstro. And we'll see what we got here. Yeah, this hand is great. This is what we want to be doing. So, I think I'm just going to go Tapland turn 1, Beetle turn 2. Alright, playing against Mono White. So we get to see how Mono White does. A lot of it is going to be removing a larger creature. I'm going to eat into their cards pretty quickly, which is nice, as they don't start with many cards, and one of the problems with Mono White always has been that it just runs out of stuff. That's fine. I'm a little worried if it gets bigger. Yeah, this is where we're going to start having some issues. I think I should eat one more of their cards. Probably. I probably should eat a card, because really what I need to do is I need to kill this thing, and I'm very limited in the ways that I can kill it. So I think I just have to pass. Yeah, this is a little unfortunate. I might just get utterly blown out here. If there's 2 things. Guide Mother's fine. I just need not a second thing here. I need not Karametra's Blessing. Anything but Karametra's Blessing, and I win the game. Okay. Karametra's Blessing it is. Yeah. Unfortunate. Okay, well, I've got a few turns here. So let's see what we can do. First thing we're going to do is we're going to Virus Beetle them. Get rid of that last card. Okay. Now I'll eat their graveyard, which doesn't really do a lot. I really wanted to get Sentinel's Eyes. And then I'll just pass. So this is going to be tough. I do need to find something that kills this, and having enough kill spells is really important. The fact that this has reach actually buys me a little bit of time. I might get a free pick here against like a raptor or something. Yeah, I do. So I go to 4. Yeah, my opponent didn't realize this thing had reach. Like, there's no reasonable reason it should have reach. My opponent has a card. So what I want to do here is just try and go get like a Skyfisher or something. Because if I can Skyfisher lock, then I'm good. I'm going to pass here. At some point, the problem with this is Vigilance first strike is going to be an issue, but we're okay here. This is fine. Okay, so Fairy Guidemother. That's fine. In this case, I'm actually just going to trade. It does mean I go to 1, which is really aggravating here. So that is, it's a good draw because I go to 1. I think I can draw any 2. Oh, wait, they didn't play their creature. Oh, they threw. Oh my gosh. This is great. Okay, so in that case, absolutely want to Burglar Rat them. Get the last card, which is Karametra's Blessing, or oh, Light the Way. Alright, that's actually fine. That doesn't matter to me. And then I get to play this. And I'm going to pick up the... Oh, could I have tapped it? The problem is I need a swamp, because I need to be able to cast Omen of the Dead to maximize my mana. This is a really tough mana position for me to be in. None of these cards matter. They don't recur them. Or they use them as part of this. So I'm actually just going to bog them again because none of my other cards matter. And I don't want to get hit with Sentinel's Eyes. No attacks. So I chump here. I need to gain a... Oh, I should have gained a life. I needed to gain a life. I screwed up. Okay. So that's my fault there. 100% should have gained a life here. Yeah. Because that gives me a whole nother turn. Oops. Okay. So, I punted. At least we know I punted. And... yeah, I just hard punted. Damn, that's unfortunate. Okay. So, I guess with a redraw here, it's very hard for me to win. But still, I should not make that mistake. I've got to go look and figure out what the solution is. Like, I can pick this up if I want to, but that doesn't do anything. I can pick one of these up. That doesn't do anything. So I'm just dead. Look, if I had removal, I would just win. So there's nothing I can really bluff there. In another situation, I can bluff. You hear something on watch or something like that, but here it just doesn't work. So we get enchantment removal here. We get hard removal. And we get twisted. We just bring in all our hard removal. I think we could consider this, but really they've got one big, like, annoying threat. Bladebrand doesn't go through most of their threats. Burglar Rats are really good against them. You're Already Dead is okay. I'm not sure how often I'm going to connect, but sometimes they're going to have a threat that isn't first strikey. Okay, I think Zealot is not going to be amazing. It's going to be... Actually, they've got enough flyers. We need our stuff. I don't like Skullraid a lot. I don't really like this thing. Just kind of cutting random cards almost. So I need the removal. I don't really need this 1/1. Alright, we're going to try this. We're going to see where this goes. We're just kind of hanging out. I've already got a 2.0 set up to chat about at the end of this, after this 4th round. I think that this matchup should be winnable. This is rough. I have to mulligan that. This is marginally better. Not by much. I have to ditch corpse churn, I guess. Yeah, this is not good. Yeah, sometimes they have a non-sticky threat. Okay. Yeeps, this is not good. I think I'm just gonna sit here and wait on the Skyfishers. Need a swamp. Alright, my opponent doesn't have anything, so that's something. You gain life, which I don't care about. I'm just gonna pass here. If I get any land, then I'm golden, because either I can play this, I've got some options. If I hit any spell, I'm probably good. Oh, interesting. They're going all in. Hit no lands nor spells. I'm just gonna gain 2 life here. And then I'll start recurring it and slowing them down. Okay. Sure. And they've got Cartouche. Okay. It's fine. I get an easy stop 1 point of damage. Alright, we get a land. That's great. That's exactly what we needed here. So I can put a flyer together. Bounce you, bring you back, destroy target enchantment, and kill the Cartouche, because the Cartouche is actually better, because first strike's annoying. Alright, so now you need a second spell, otherwise I get to... Okay, so you've got another Cartouche. Alright, so I take a bunch of damage here, unfortunately. Yeah, you don't get to attack with those guys. We're just holding here. However, I do have this, which is nice, and your vigilance flying stuff. I think I'm just going to kill it, and then I don't want to get into Karametra's Blessing Land, which is why I'm doing it this way. And then I'm going to play a second Skyfisher and bring back the Cleric again, just so I can kill the Valor. My opponent might get one more attack, but I think that I survive enough of this that it's okay. It's annoying they get to bring back Sentinel's Eyes, though. Maybe they diversify their threats, though, and it becomes annoying. We'll see. They actually might. If they've got more stuff, I might just be dead. Maybe I have to keep the first hand and just play it out, even though it wasn't... Oh, wait, I didn't have anything that really played. Yeah, the problems of the three-color deck. I don't think they're supposed to put the Sentinel's Eyes there. I think they're supposed to diversify into multiple threats. This way I just get to chump this, and it doesn't really do anything. I don't think this is the strategy. If they've got Karametra's Blessing, they've got Karametra's Blessing, and we're just where we are. Oh, they've got another creature. That's annoying. That's what it is, though. I can play you, and then I can play this and this. So now I'm stable. I want to kill... I want to make sure I'm hitting the right thing. 1 minute. What do you even have on this? You have double Sentinel's Eyes. In that case, I want to kill Valor with the word. Oh, good. Okay. Now we're okay. Unfortunately, they are going to have some cards in the yard at the end of this, which is going to be annoying, but I can bring this back and kill it again, or kill the enchantment again. So we're stable-ish-ish. Depending on what they have in their hand. Okay. Judgment time. Can I get there? Skyfisher. Oh, they're going to pick up one of those things. I don't know about Skyfisher in this deck. It's interesting, though. It's definitely going to be good here. Yeah, okay. That thing gets bigger. They have to make it big, though. That's where it gets complicated. Yeah, and I just can't do anything for that, because it's the wrong size. Well, I can kill it, though. I think that I have to corpse churn. What are my options? I can corpse churn into whatever is going to happen here. Oh, I make another flyer with corpse churn, which is good. So that's fine. I'm going to bring you back. The problem is you still have stuff. So it's almost not good. I almost need to just gain life here. Yeah, I do need to gain life. Okay, I gain life. And then I pass. And then you have to draw something. If you don't draw something, I'm fine. Okay. Now we're rolling a little bit here. That doesn't help me. I think what I just do is I reset the faceless agent here. And then I pass. So my opponent needs something, and we get to see if they hit something here. They don't hit something, so I'm fine. And I get to build my forces a little bit. Can't attack. Alright, so I'm getting virus beetles. That is one of the frustrating things about certain times. It's just what it is, though. Here, we'll play a virus beetle. And we'll make it suicide at some point. Because I think that gives me what I needed, right? No, wait, I've got 1, 2... Oh, I have Delirium right now. So I'm just really looking for something that does it. Can I attack? I have 2 flyers against 3 flyers, and I just kill... You're at 42, you're at 42 life. Okay, then. So I really just need to give this thing Death Touch. And I win the game. And I hear something on watch. Okay. That's good. That means that I've got a lot of options here. Do my creatures even matter? The answer, yes, they do. Like, they matter marginally, at least. So putting more of them on the table is good. I think that I should just pass here, because I can get a blowout with you hear something on watch. I can either buff my creatures, or I can just kill one of theirs where it matters. So I have a second zealot. This actually changes the math quite a lot, because now my zealots just kill all their stuff. It kills like half their table. Yeah, so they're dead. Yeah, they understand that that's just dead. Double zealot. Double zealot delirium. Okay. So I got lucky there that they bricked, but at the same time that's something that mono white does. So, if I can't attack, it's really that I need more removal, and I don't have the right selection of it to beat the first strikers, and I need to just kill the first strikers more often. Could be that I cut a beetle and play something. I think I'd rather just have some creature that just cycles. Maybe I should be playing Suffocating Fume since it cycles, but I think that this is probably fine. Alright, here we go. Last game of the tournament. Let's do it. Let's have a good hand. This is solid. This is not great, but this is solid. This is what we needed to do. This needs to be on white. Oh. Even better. So I'm going to try to... If I don't get blown up by Blessing, I'm fine. Because I have... You hear something. Oh, you're skyfishing. Oh, you have to skyfish it. You skyfish a land. That's brutal for you. Okay. I am going to use You Hear Something on watch. Just because I need to slow the bleeding. Wherever the enchantments go, that's where I'm killing it. And I'm going to kill the thing that I can't interact with, which is, ironically, it's this. But maybe I should be killing this. It creates a spirit. I have enough removal now. We're going to kill the thing that's bigger. And that doesn't recur. Okay, so I've got my lands. I get to play this. I have Zealot. Cartouche, okay. So now we're going to race here. Second Cartouche. Okay, so I just need a kill spell. I have reach. That's important. I've got no attacks. You already dead works with this. So, that's fine. I'll take 3. Go to 10. Have Burglar Rat to kill their last card. Okay. Now we get into the fun zone. I don't have anything there. So I need something, and I'm not quite sure what to do about that. You're a little bit off of what you need for this. I'm just going to play this for white and pass. If I can get to Delirium, which I can't yet. Okay, so it's a brick, which means I just take 3, which is fine. Okay, that's exactly what I needed, probably. Because that gives me almost all the creature types. Oh, a second one of them. Alright, so that means I actually get to double block the flyer if I want to. Yeah, we're just going to pass here. So if you've got a trick, it doesn't kill my creatures, which is nice. So we're just going to double block here. There's no trick that gets you to 6 power. So this is why the double block works. Okay, so Blessing just gets you to 5 and you kill one of them and we repeat this turn, effectively. So, that is a good trick for them. I'm going to replay this, and I'm going to, I guess, play this. I'm going to attack for 1. Yeah, and then I will, I won't. I won't. So we hit the same position, except that that thing now has first strike. Okay, so now what I do is I double block this, and it's fine. Okay, that unfortunately gives it Sentinel's Eyes, but Sentinel's Eyes is not being played, which is unfortunate. I have 2. Oh, I should have sacked this. Oh, that is going to be a problem for me. And I can't have it, I can't deal it damage. So I should have sacked this. This was an oversight by me, because that gets me to 3. So I need this to be in my yard. So this is one of the problems, is that I have a non-interactive board state against flyers, and I need to figure out how to get cards into the yard, because this is in the yard, then I win, because you are already dead and it's fine. Questions. Can't deal damage to this because it is first strike, so I need a removal spell, which means I needed to sacrifice this, but instead I drew a brick. And that's going to dramatically change how this game plays out. I'm going to block and chump, and then I'm going to try and get a removal spell in my top 3. So, I might as well play the land because it doesn't change anything. We can go to combat. Attacking doesn't matter. Rather, attacking with this thing is fine. No, it doesn't. No attacks. And then there's no point in playing this because I can hit a Blessing later or something like that. If you have like pacifism, I die obviously, but yeah, that's fine. Alright, would I have hit this? Like I send 2 to the bottom, so I actually get access to the second card if I bottom. So I would have lived. No, I wouldn't have. Yes, I would have. No, I wouldn't have. So I would have bottomed 2 because it would have been 2 lands. I would have drawn Zealot instead of a land, played Zealot, and then I would have died to Tactician. Okay. Yeah, that's what it is. Alrighty. It doesn't matter what card is where because I'm just dead. That is fair. GG's. Yeah, so we're soft to flyers is the short version. Like, I need to draw a certain number of the core Skyfishers. Here, let's jump over to the other thing, and then we'll just wrap up our summary of the event. Okay, so let's complete the outro here. So we're back at this. This is not the deck we just played. This is New Age Fishing 2.0. So we've changed a few things up. I cut one Skull Raid because I needed the slot. I struggled over this for a long time. I added one more land. I had excluded Step, so that is, at least it's a little bit better than just a normal land. It could be that I actually want a Scry land in place of one of these. That actually, probably for the late game, that's what I should be doing. So actually, let's just fix that right now. I probably want, the life gain is like, life gain actually probably isn't that, so let's add 2 of those then. And there is a black-white one, because I'm not a maniac. I know it's here somewhere. Ah, there it is. We'll add 2 Silver Quill campuses. So, that is, okay, so now we know that that actually should be in the 2.0. I think still keeping a couple of these is fine. The other thing I did was I added one more Plaguecrafter Familiar, as I felt that they were overperforming, whereas Bladebrand was underperforming. I added a Mire's Grasp also, and cut the dog, who is a very good dog, but at the same time, I needed an enchantment that would always go to the graveyard, and Mire's Grasp is a great one, as it also answers the crucial 3 toughness, and is sticky. I added an Elderfang Disciple over a Burglar Rat, and that's just to keep the numbers right for Faceless Agent searches, because I want searches to actually hit Zealot or Core Skyfisher if I can, or Mechanic. I added a second You Are Already Dead, and what else did I do? I added another Corpse Churn, as I felt that Corpse Churn was overperforming too. It's awkward in Relic matchups, but it's also very good in Relic matchups because it adds multiple cards to the graveyard, and it also refills. For my sideboard, I have 1 Commando. I've decided I do want an answer to Relic and something to force them, but also it's a flash 3-power creature, so I can trade it for half of Trumpeting Herd or something else in a pinch. I have 2 Clerics. I think I cut 1 Cleric for a Commando. I still have 2 Sanctifiers, still have the Omens, still have the Murders, still have the Fumes, still have Skull Raid, still have 1 Twisted Embrace. I'm a little hesitant to go over more of these. I do like that find that I can actually attach it to Prophetic Prism, as that really helps. And then I still have 1 Reaper. I think Reaper is very good, and I don't think we really played against Curve or something where it's really going to shine and I'm just harvesting them. And that's also a situation where maybe I actually should just be playing 2 Reapers and 1 Skull Raid in the board. But I like going up to 3 Skull Raids in those heavy matchups. So, I think that this deck is pretty good. I don't think we really got to see everything that it could do. I think we hit some mana problems early. It might not have mattered, and maybe we're supposed to lose those anyway, because Relic is pretty brutal. But I don't think we really got to see everything this deck is capable of. Partially because of my own piloting, as I did admit to a couple mistakes along the way, and partially because we just had those mana problems, and also because I misbuilt the deck in the first place. I definitely should have Silver Quill campuses. I should have a build that I think is closer to this. I think 2.0 is a lot better than 1.0, and we'll just keep fiddling with this. I like the idea. I think that Gouge Zealot and the ability is really strong, so we're going to keep playing with that, and we're going to see what's going on. Thank you very much for hanging out and watching, even though this was not the most winningest that I've had.